In order to make this video that I didn't want to make, I needed a rum and coke. Says Willie Howe. Oh, I should have tested that before I made it because that's strong. This can be a strong video. So, this hot piece of shit, the TP-Link ER7212 PC, and this hot potato is what I'm going to talk about today. So I was talking to Willie Howe, have been for about a year or so ago, and we got into the topic of routers and stuff like that, and I kept saying to him, have you tested the Ingenious yet? And he's like, nope, don't have time, doesn't work. And I agree with him, because the Ingenious doesn't have VPN. So then he said, how's your TP-Link? And I said, it's great, it's awesome. I like these things. It does a lot for a home network that doesn't need security. By security, I mean it routes. It has VPN. But if you want to do a guest network or separate the network, say you have a IoT network or anything like that, you cannot do it with these front ports. I have a video. It's not really anything interesting, but it does show you the problem. When you set up VLANs or separate networks on this device, say 192.168.10 for maybe the guest network, or using the 192.0.1 for the home network, you can't make rules on this to block traffic from one network to another one using the switch built in. It doesn't work. It doesn't exist. And when I was bugging Willie, I said, oh yeah, it does. And he says, no, it doesn't. But I'll tell you what, if you can do it, I'll go on my YouTube channel and I will tell everybody to go to your channel and watch your videos. So I said, yeah, that's no problem. The dude does it, no problem. So I hopped on, got it all working with this. If you set up a network with this shown in the video, you can block, using the ACLs, networks that go through this, meaning the guest network, not using the guest services, but a different VLAN. You can block from this to go from guest to the private network only if they're going through the access point. Where I was wrong, yes, Willie, I said it, I was wrong, you were right. I'll take a drink to that. This is the first drink, so hopefully. You cannot do it in here. You cannot make a rule to block, say, these ports, is which what I did, is I set up these ports for the guest network and these ports for the main network. You cannot make a rule in this router that stops traffic that goes from these ports to this network at all. It doesn't work. This is exactly why Tom Lawrence from Lawrence Systems says the same thing. He will not use TP-Links because they're not secure. And now I fully understand Willie and Tom, how they are very right. So, another sip. Can't wait to have 3 of these today. This is crap. I can't believe that you cannot take this router and block these ports from port to port. Dumb. So, not secure. Would I recommend it? No. Until they figure that out, don't use them. If you're going to use these in a small environment like your office, and you have a basic flat network and you don't want any separate networks, it's just one network where everybody connects together, it does that. It's got PoE, it powers the access point, it does a guest network, but if you need to do anything more than that, it doesn't do it. So, Willie Howe was right, I was wrong. I'm going to show you the video of how I configured all this. The whole video is to show you that you can't set up those rules per this, but if you set up the rules on this, you can have a wireless, a wired printer, which is what I have it on, I had set it up on, connected, which is what I had, going through it. You can use the ACL to block traffic say 80 and 443 and anything else other than the printing ports, it will work. Only if it goes through this. That's crap. So, watch the video next, and we'll go from here. Okay, so let's start this video. So there's my printer. It's sitting at 172.16.16.200. This is a laptop plugged in on wired into the port, which has a tagged port of guest. The access point is being powered by the ER7212, and it is on this last port, which is 12. The rest of these ports over here are all private networks, and I'll show you that in a second. The access point puts out two SSIDs. We have Willie Private and Willie Guest. This laptop, which is a test laptop, sorry if the screen is flickering, is getting an IP address of 192.168.10.102, which is in the guest network. This laptop, which is connected wirelessly, connected to the guest network on that SSID over there, or that access point over there, which is Wi-Fi, Willie Guest, on the same subnet, 192.168.10.101. We could probably ping 192.168.10.101. Nope. Oh, yes, we can. It's right there. Okay. This computer, I was going to show you, can't ping the printer because of the rule I've set up. So ping 172.16.16.200. There we go. Can't ping it. I will open the browser and show you 172.16.16.200, which means we can't get to the web GUI of the printer because I've only got printing ports opened up, so we can't ping it, we can't access it. The only thing we can do is print to it, and I will show you that by going to text edit, JSON test for Willie. We will go Control P or Apple P. There is the printer, which is plugged into port 5, 6, 7. This yellow cable goes all the way over to the printer over there. Okay. We'll push print. Printer is now, sorry from MSA Room. I'm doing many projects. So the printer is printing. And what does it say on here? Jason's test for Willie. So the guest network can print to the printer only. That's not the problem. The problem is this laptop is on the same guest network with an ACL, and I'll go over that over there on my other laptop. I have 3 laptops here set up to show you guys. This one can ping the printer. Right? Can ping the printer. See if we can get to it without Edge causing issues. It can get to the printer, which is what we want to block on the guest network because we only want guests to be able to print to the printer. It is tagged on this length port on here, and it should not be able to access it. But because TP-Link's routers are shit, we'll log into the router here, which is right here. We'll go back to dashboard. We'll look at the router itself. So there it is. I've tagged this port right here, which is LAN 7, which is what the laptop is plugged into, to be on the guest network, which is why it's getting a 10 address. But it's still able to ping. Let's go like this and go ping 172.16. 106.200, which should be normal, right? There's the printer. Can access the printer. How far am I? Oh, 2. Sorry, I'm typing on the keyboard and looking. There's the printer. Should be able to access it because we're on the private network, right? This ACL rules, if we close this and we go over to settings, we have ACL rules. So we have gateway rules, we have switch rules, which these do not work because obviously this laptop on a switch or something internal to this should not be able to ping or access the printer, but can. The same exact rules are on the wireless access point. Now the wireless access point rules work 100%. The gateway rules do not. I'm gonna move this laptop so I can use my mouse here and show you guys. We can't even create a rule to block guest networks by going create a rule, block guest. We want to go, oh wait, we can't go any further because we can't go any other direction. We can block from LAN to WAN, SFP WAN to LAN, or WAN in. But we can't block LAN to LAN to block guests from that network over there, which is this port on the LAN network for the guest, to the private LAN over here. A bunch of crap. So in other words, like Tom Lawrence said and Willie both said, TP links are not secure at all. So, as you can see, you can't do this from my video that I just showed you guys there. Until they fix that, I would definitely not recommend using, I wouldn't recommend using anything from TP-Link for a router if you want to do anything advanced.